So we're still talking about Joe Biden's last days in office. And David Pakman was very proud to have scored an invite. I was recently part of a small group of independent media creators and influencers invited to meet with the president and other administration officials at the White House. I do not expect to be invited back to the White House for quite some time. Ha ha ha, get it? Because Donald Trump is coming to the White House. That's a great joke. Know why he has all those subscribers now. One day we'll be as funny and clever as Dave Pakman. Don't worry. Yeah. With your help, we'll get there, folks. So Aaron Mate says, in between giggles and handshakes, did you happen to independently create the time to ask him why he's enabling a genocide in Gaza and invite him to use his influence to stop it? Good question, Aaron. And Aaron actually did ratio him on that for some reason. The likes were not included in my screenshot there. They should have been. That was my error. I like this one. With all due respect, this is the first photo I've seen of Biden where I think he could take the other guy in a fight. True that, Anthony Galley. Yes, good one there. Will Sloan says, this is so cool. The reward for pretending a genocide isn't happening is you get to hang out with a hated president in his lame duck period. Yes, well said. Well said. And, of course, Sabby says, real independent media isn't invited to the White House. Pakman is a tool for the establishment, and this is peak access journalism. He's not a threat to the status quo. That's why he's there. Yeah, the only difference between, like, David Pakman and Harry Sisson is Pakman had a YouTube channel before this campaign, and so they just kind of invited Pakman. Like, they didn't actually create Pakman as a sort of influencer avatar for the Biden campaign. He already existed as a Democrat shill YouTuber, and so they just brought him in. That doesn't make you independent. You just happen to be there. You're just older than Harry Sisson and the TikTokers were, but that's about as independent as he is. But nonetheless, pretty proud to score an invite.
Well, what you're seeing with a lot of independent creators, the ladder to the top in corporate media is very narrow, and there aren't a lot of slots. So in addition to people like ourselves, like Sabby, who want to go ahead and actually challenge propaganda narratives, you have a lot of people who just would have gone into corporate media, but they couldn't get there. So, hey, let's hang out a shingle here. That they don't have an independent media motivation or sensibility. It was the only way that they could market their propaganda skills because no one was hiring them at MSNBC. That's all someone like Pakman is.
Right. Exactly. Now, someone else who scored an invite, as noticed by Kay here, is
you need to remember this next time they talk about language and sexism and body shaming. You need to show this picture. Next time a lib pulls that shit, I want to have this in your digital wallet.
Yeah, so this is Kenny Walden, apparently. I did not even know who this was. I crowdsourced this because JB tweeted about him, and I commented on his post. I said, who is this guy? I'd never even heard of this guy. So this is the Too Raw, Too Real guy. I guess his name is Kenny Walden. And he scored an invite. Apparently, this summit was from a couple weeks ago, and like the photos just came out now. But he was, part of this small sort of group of influencers and YouTubers and quote unquote independent media personalities who was invited to be honored at the Biden White House. And as Russell said, keep this photo and this video on hand to show someone the next time they try and scold you. If you are an alumni of the Bernie movement and you remember how quick they were to call us a bunch of, racially insensitive misogynists who were just vicious and hateful and vituperative and, you're so mean, you're such bullies. This is a sort of short compilation of some of this guy's most recent hits where he lashes out at Bernie Sanders, at Rashida Tlaib, and anyone else who he deems insufficiently loyal to Democratic brass. So this is quite something. Let's give this a play.
Oh, you fake ass Bernie, bro. Stop putting this big black woman with these yellow arms under my post. Fuck Rashida, bitch. I don't give a damn about this bitch. I don't fuck with AOC. AOC can't do a motherfucking thing for me, but make me a goddamn martini, bitch. She can't do shit for me. She need to take her ass back to the motherfucking bartending days, bitch. She ain't done shit. Fuck Bernie Sanders. Tell it in his old ass, busted ass face. Let him have another goddamn heart attack. I don't give a fuck if that hurts.
Nice.
2 stents, bitch. 2. Fuck you, bitch. I don't give a fuck about this bitch. She ain't on the same motherfucking level as fucking Hillary Clinton. And last time I checked, Hillary Clinton was defending bitches like her. Last time I checked, bitch, she was defending bitches like you. Last time I checked, she was fighting for Muslim rights, bitch. I thought Bernie Sanders was anti-billionaire, but it's funny. Maybe it's because you guys have a lot in common, or maybe it's because the fact that you sucking his dick so hard that's why the bottom row of your fucking teeth are rotten, bitch. I want to go hard for Kamala Harris, but I ain't heard nothing about this black agenda. Bitch, shut the fuck up! It's on that motherfucking website. Look it up!
It's on the motherfucking website. Look it up. That's the guy. That's the guy who apparently gets.
I mean, last I heard, those are canceling words.
Yeah,
he's body shaming a plus-sized black woman, right?
Yeah,
right. He's talking about sucking dick and AOC could fix me a martini, just sexism, misogyny,
bitch this, bitch that,
bitch
every other
that,
word.
He's throwing around bitch every other word. Wow, man, and that's how they really care about this stuff. You can see how much they actually care about it. They're not just weaponizing it to pretend to have a politics. They don't have one. That's their fake excuse for a politics. And in the end, this is why they lost all moral authority in these areas, because everyone could see it. Everyone could see it. The last person they made pay a price was probably the wrong person, Al Franken.
Right, exactly. No, this would be like if Bernie had won and he invited us to the White House. Like, that would be like the equivalent. And
we never said anything.
No,
like
we never
that.
said anything like that. Like, we never went that far. I mean, that's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if he directed those words at Hillary Clinton or at an establishment
my God,
figure?
they would start a cancel campaign to get him pulled off all of his platforms.
Yeah.
Of course they would. And also, I just got to say, man, like the niche that this guy carved out for himself, it's this fake authenticity. Like it's this. Does he believe this? I mean, certainly. I mean, maybe he does, but certainly what he's doing is performing. I mean, this is like the ultimate barking at the moon. And they're very happy with sexism, misogyny, as long as it's packaged that way and in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, that is quite something. So JB said, if crashing out was a person. Yes, there you go. Kate Willett says, it's wild that AOC put all her credibility on the line in support of a cognitively impaired Biden remaining the candidate, and he's just shaking hands with an influencer whose whole shtick is right-wing AOC hate. That's right. It is very right-wing AOC hate. The loyalty really doesn't cut both ways. Exactly. I mean, look at that. Like, these are sitting members of Congress. These are members of the caucus. Bernie's still in office. Rashida Tlaib is still in office. AOC, obviously, supposed rising star within the party. This guy on tape multiple times just saying the nastiest shit he could think of off the top of his head about them. Yeah, they bring him in. They shake hands.
Please clap.